to the Feast of to the Feast of Tabernacles. So the way I see it is that we have, in my mind, nobody else, well, I don't know about nobody else, but in my mind, there's 3 issues going on, all balled into one. The first issue is the peace being disrupted. The second is how I felt I was violated in the process of trying to teach Emmett a lesson. The third is how I came to the realization that I was still very upset and hurt, and I spoke on the matter without Dan being present. Okay, I understand that I was wrong for that. I have apologized for that. I have apologized for the breaking of the peace multiple times. I don't. How many more times can I say that I'm sorry for that? I don't know how else I can express that I'm sorry for breaking the peace. So, in the issue of the law being violated, I learned that nobody should be speaking about anybody when they're not there, right? Because when we do that, it just leads to like all this debacle mess. Because nobody gets to like really voice out their feelings and their resentments, and nobody gets the chance for repentance either. So fast forward to today, obviously the topic of conversation was my son and myself. But the law was violated again because I wasn't there. So you could say like, oh, well, how does it feel? You know, that kind of thing. You know, but it's not even about that. It's now we still have this huge mess because Robin is holding a massive amount of resentment towards me. I still haven't felt heard. I'm not making excuses. These are like the facts of the matter. So how can we hold a 7-year-old, just turned 7-year-old, accountable? Because I know that's what it turned into. It turned into Emmett's violating the law. How can we hold a 7-year-old accountable, number one, for a law that he has no clue about? 2, a law that the adults around him aren't willing to abide by. You know that old saying, like, when you point the finger, instead of pointing it that way, point it back at me? That applies to all of us. the whole thing is just such a fucked up mess. And we possibly could have resolved all of this. We could have resolved it probably on Wednesday or on Saturday, for that matter. We could have resolved it on Saturday if we had just called another meeting with everybody. Like, that, isn't that the way? I mean, instead of, like, you know, putting the cloak down, not going to look at her, not going to acknowledge her, building more resentments within me, making it, like, and then my offenses cause me more to speak my mind, and then you're offended because I'm speaking my mind. Like, wouldn't it have just been easier if we all just fucking got on the thing? But it's like, I don't know. I mean, everyone on the call with me all got yelled at for listening to me. So why is it not that way now? Why is the same law being allowed, the same law that we were chastised for, why is it not being upheld? I don't think I'm that crazy for asking that question. And I'm not doing it out of, like, a spite place or a place of, I don't even know what I just see a pattern of, you know, pointing the finger, but then it's like, it's okay to do it over here though, because it's this group. Like, what? It doesn't make sense to me. I was wrong for saying what I said without Dan there, and I know that it's wrong because I knew how I felt when it was happening before, and it made me really upset. So I should have been cognizant of that. So the law, really, if you look at it, the law is teaching us that, hey, you know, once again, you guys fucked it up and didn't abide by it, and now you still have offenses within your brethren. Because there's still major, you know, major issue. And all of the stuff that was spoken of today, I didn't get a phone call to say, hey, you know, this really pissed me off. So it's like, why is one being chastised? For something that everybody is doing. I mean, all I'm doing is calling a spade a spade. That's really all I'm doing. I'm not trying to throw anybody under the bus. I'm not trying to sow discord. I'm trying to resolve this. And it could have been resolved today if we all spoke about it and was, you know, respectful and not screaming and yelling at one another. And you know, doing the setup and then going in for the kill. Like, That shit none of us should be doing anymore. Anyway, I'm sure you guys are sick of these videos. I'm sick of them too. We should have just gotten on a call from the beginning.